Let's move now to Nkandla, and with only 3 days to go before he has to hand himself over to authorities, former President Jacob Zuma is reportedly using this time to consult with his legal team in Durban. You'll remember he was found to be in contempt of court for his consistent refusal to appear before the state capture inquiry. Religious leaders and Zuma supporters have gathered outside his Nkandla home to show their devotion and also to provide spiritual guidance. ENCA senior reporter Sipa Mandla-Goge is following the story. Let's cross to him now. Sipa, thank you so much for joining us. I see there's quite a lot of activity behind you, and earlier we saw that march towards the former president's home, that sort of delegation, that convoy, if you will. Are you expecting the former president himself to return this evening?
We are not sure what to expect with former President Jacob Zuma. I can tell you that his supporters are still here. Some of them have left, of course. Earlier on, there was quite a number of them who had come out here to show solidarity and support to the former president. Religious leaders coming here saying they will be praying for the former president as he is facing jail time here following that judgment by the Constitutional Court, which gave him 5 days to hand himself over to the nearest police station, which in this case will be Nkandla or Johannesburg Central. So we know that the former president is in KwaZulu-Natal. We understand that he is still in Durban. He has not arrived here as MKMVA members continue to man the gate here, and they are guarding the home of former President Jacob Zuma. Earlier on, there was that motorcade, many people coming all the way from Durban to come here and show their support to the former president. This is the situation outside. Some of them are still here, but others have left, of course. There are those who say they will be sleeping over here. I've spotted a number of local mayors from various local municipalities in and out, or in and around KwaZulu-Natal, and I've spotted a number of regional leaders of the governing party. But of course, no one wants to give interviews here because many people, especially those who are in power and authority, they don't want to be arrested for joining a super spreader event, because let me tell you that there were more than 50 people earlier on when that motorcade made its way to the home of the former president. But not only religious leaders and ANC members, also a number of local men here led by the local Inkosi of Amanqamalala KwaZuma. I'm not sure whether Bongamkize will be able to zoom in and show you. There is a police van that is parked somewhere there at the back monitoring what is happening. Earlier on, I've spotted 2 police vans which were stationed there, but of course there was a number of them also who were doing up and down here, monitoring and patrolling the situation here. That has drawn some criticism from other people who are saying, well, police should just enforce lockdown regulations and just implement, arrest those who are violating them. Some people were not wearing masks here today, others were not socially distancing, not sanitizing. That is concerning to health authorities and law enforcement. So the former president is not back at home yet.
All right. Now, you've also spoken to his supporters. They're concerned that he won't actually survive jail. Tell us more.
Not only that, but they are adamant that according to them, he should not hand himself over to the authorities. We did ask them to say, but still, there is no other way about it. It's either he hands himself over or police will have to come and arrest him. His supporters here seem to suggest that he should justify everything, not hand himself over and resist whatever arrest that may happen. We asked them as to how he is going to go about doing that, because the state has got capacity and resources to arrest the former president if he decides not to hand himself over. And once the expiry of that deadline, which is 5 days for him and 3 days for the police, should he not exercise that option that has been given to him by the court through that judgment to say he should hand himself over. So his supporters are worried about his advanced age and about his health here. They say, well, should he go to jail, he will not survive. Let's listen to Ntando Kuzwayo, one of his supporters.
We no longer have any faith in the court and the justice system. So we will be here in this very gate defending and stopping him, even if he himself wants to subject himself to that court order. We are saying Zuma shouldn't go to jail. Zuma is 79 years old, for God's sake. He is 79 years old, and we have just entered the 3rd wave of COVID. And you know our jails are overpopulated. not just here in KZN, all over. Our jails are overflowing. Whether he's arrested in Joburg or Cape Town or wherever, if it's in South Africa, he will not make it out alive in jail. With this condition, you know, President Zuma sometimes has to go to Cuba to get medical help, or to go to Russia. Now, how is that going to happen when he's in jail? Because once you are under the correctional system, they give you their doctors. You cannot call your doctor and say he must come to Ngome prison or come to a Eshowe prison here and deal with your medical condition. So he's not going to make it out alive. So in the interest of his own life, we are saying he shouldn't go there.
Of course, it remains to be seen, Sipho, whether concerns about COVID, his advanced age and his medical challenges will be used, perhaps to argue for some form of medical parole in the days or perhaps weeks to come. The presence of religious leaders during that convoy that arrived today, that was quite interesting. Do you have any idea why they're there and what their messaging is?
It's a continuation of his supporters. All those people who were here earlier on are not new supporters. It's the people who have been with him ever since he started appearing in various courts in the country, whether at the High Court of KwaZulu-Natal sitting in Durban or the High Court of KwaZulu-Natal sitting in Pietermaritzburg. Those religious leaders continue to come and support the former president. Even during his last court appearance, by the way, they were there in Pietermaritzburg to support him. They came here earlier today to come and pray for the former president, but interestingly later on they had to join that motorcade. They were marching side by side with his supporters and some ANC members here, saying, well, they are here to pray for the former president. According to them, they maintain that he shouldn't go to jail. I don't know how they think he will afford not to do that, but they say he shouldn't go to jail and they will continue to pray for him. Listen to one of them explaining.
Okwethu-ke thina njengabefundisi asifuna uqamba amanga ngeke sikufise ukuthi akayoqoqa, kodwa-ke asikwazi okusenhliziyweni yakhe ukuthi yena emva koba isinqumo siphumile uthini. Kodwa thina okwethu iqiniso lithi cha, akumfanele ukubuyela ejele njengekhehla elazabalaza, futhi usemdala akazange akuthole nje selokhu aphuma, akakaze akuthola ukuphumula, ahlale nje nomndeni wakhe nabantwana bakhe njengoba izinto zileke zimlandele njalo. Sithi-ke thina cha, njengabefundisi asihambisani nokuthi ayongena ejele.
Well, I can see that it's still quite a festive and relaxed atmosphere outside the Nkandla home. But as you say, no sign as yet of the former president. So thank you very much for that update. That's coming to us live from Nkandla. Senior reporter Sipho Mandla Gorge there.